Hey, this is Matt from AVNation.tv. We are here in lovely Las Vegas, Nevada at InfoComm 16.
Yes.
Day 3.
Yes.
It's almost done.
I have my day 3 voice.
It's almost done. We are really excited. I'm here with my good friend Dave. Dave, how you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Dave, we are in Oblong.
Yes.
This is, I gotta admit, this is one of my guilty pleasures. I love what you guys do.
Appreciate
that.
But
But even though I'm such a big fan, tell us a little bit about, where you came from,
Yeah.
where your history is, and how you see what we're going to look at in a second, how you see that so differently from really everyone else in the industry.
Absolutely. So our background, and I think you know a little bit, it helps to go through it again, is that our founder and CEO, John Underkoffler, was the science and technology advisor for the movies Minority Report, Iron Man, a few others.
Right.
The concept being that what people fell in love with when they think about those movies is that I want to be able to sort of conduct information, a lot of it,
Right.
really important stuff right in the moment and have it be super responsive. And that's where we kind of come from as an opinion. And how do you get all the data that you might want to see, whether it's video conferencing, but also a bunch of different computers in room or across distance.
Now, it's something where you really hit the nail on the head when you're talking about it. It's conducting.
Yes.
It's not just pointing and clicking and pulling up something from the far end or the near end. It's literally grabbing all these sources and all this information and pulling it together and really orchestrating how you're utilizing it.
That's right, because what we find is that when people are having discussions with like live data and information sources, part of the idea is that context of, I think we need to focus on this piece of information. We need to make it bigger, or this one particular element I think is critical to which way we go. Do we go this way, do we go that way? But I need to see it, and I need people to understand sort of how I arrived there, so that as a team, we can all sort of get to a consensus.
Right, because it's not, it doesn't seem to be from your approach so much on, hey, I can pop something up on screen.
Right.
And then maybe double click it to expand it.
Right.
It doesn't really help per se when we really drill down into it. It's that ability to pull that out and really interact with it.
That's right.
In a true phase.
Yes, there's that part, and then there's also the idea that I might want to be able to see multiple sources at the same time, so I can say, I have some information coming from this kind of application, some other information from here, and I want sort of the processing to happen in people's heads, because that's the biggest computer in the room.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I've noticed is you guys not only work, in-house local, as in within your local office or facility, but you're also bringing in the far end. Not unlike other companies that bring in the far end, but you do bring it in differently. It's a different experience, if you will.
That's right.
How does that play so differently for people?
So one of the major ideas is a lot of the way people have thought about collaboration technology is to focus either on video, which is great. There's lots of video providers. You can get a lot of different material there. But what we've thought about is how do you make it so that someone's not the presenter? Right. That I am going to share my computer to the group until I'm done and someone else will share their data at me, but I can't see both at the same time. What we're interested in is how do I get all of the information up on the screen? So the minute I hear something that I might have a piece of data that I want to contribute, I can add to the conversation, not take over the conversation.
Can you show us a little bit, because let's be honest, we can talk about this all day long, and I do love to talk about it, but there's nothing that really exemplifies the product like literally just picking up the wand and driving a touch.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring in a video conference feed so we can see what's going on here. My colleague, Devin over here, is coming in from our London office, which we're demoing here.
Very nice.
Right, and he's going to have control over the room at the same time we do. But after we said hello to Devin, we can then take Hi, Devin. We can take this, resize it, make it small, and give ourselves room to work with all the different data sources we have. Now this happens to be a computer that I'm looking at, maybe it's a part that might have failed, and I want to talk about this. And so I'm bringing this in, we're rotating it around, and maybe there's a couple of key things I want to see. I want to see this view here, and I also want to see a straight-on view, because we think that that's going to be relevant to the conversation. Now I have both of those pieces of data visible to me, the side view, the front view, and then over here we've got some information coming from London as well. And so what I'm going to do is have Devin reach in and sort of show us a little bit about what he's looking at on this thing. Now, we picked some data, so that's a live computer from a different room. On the screen at the exact same time that we have video conferencing, a computer that we have here, snapshots that we've taken, as well as his live source coming from another office.
And what always blows my mind when we see this is the speed and just I can't even put it into words, but it's literally just how easy it is to pull all that together from the near and the far end and just have it all live together seamlessly. Better than anything else I've really ever seen.
We do appreciate that, but that is the idea, is that if I want to, I can just sort of zoom in here. If I'm far away from the screen, I can sort of still see what cities we're talking about, Austin and San Antonio, if you will, here, even though we could also put it small and on the side until we need to come back and focus on that data. And I think that's,
and just so all of our viewers understand, and we will have some additional footage for this, but he's literally pulling something from another remote office and interacting with it directly. We're not going into some sort of remote console to control that. It's native within the platform.
Yes, exactly.
So where is the application for this? Because obviously this isn't for every boardroom, as much as we'd love it to be there. What is the true application for this?
I mean, we think of the times, when we look at it, there's three kinds of meetings that take place. There's presentation, so whether it's to clients or I'm trying to win funding for an internal project, but I need to bring a lot of information and data sources to it. That could be multiple views of what a software feed looks like. I'm acting as an employee, a manager, and a customer, and I want to see it all spread across here. Or I'm a commercial real estate firm and I want to just have a lot of real-time data coming into the conversation about where your next office would be. That's presentations. Another one would be just standard meeting structure, which is we have a project, we need to agree on timelines and tasks, we need to work together, we need to go to the whiteboard, we need to work on those kinds of ideas. And the third kind of meetings are fire drills or some sort of situational awareness if you're on the military side, PR crisis if you're sort of in the consumer space. So an event that doesn't have an agenda where you need to flow information into the room. I need to go and understand this, I need to make some decisions, see if that makes the situation better or worse. Natural disasters, terrorist attacks, or like I said, someone tweeting something as an employee that they weren't supposed to, There's all sorts of things that are problems that come up during the day.
And one of the last things I want to touch on with this product is the concept of the wand. This is, we're talking an incredibly high level piece of technology here, and something that's really, like, it's fairly simple. What is it about the marriage between the super high end and honestly kind of the little low tech side of this that makes it so effective?
I think it's a really interesting one. I've spent some time thinking about it as well. What I have found is that as people, we're sort of used to getting cues and looking to each other for like information sources. And what's nice about picking up something as basic as a pointing device is we've been programmed to look where another person points. Biology, animals, threats. If I say look over there and move an object, the whole room is going to focus on the piece of information that I want them to focus on. So even if we have a bunch of different data sources all spread around tons of screens, as soon as I zoom in here, everybody's attention is going to sort of watch where my hand's pointing.
There's something just very primitive and primal about the talking stick. You're the guy with that staff of hey, this is who's important right now, this is who's talking right now, this is where that's happening, opposed to everyone sitting around with a laptop in front of them and no one knows who's sending that information.
That's right.
It's a really, really cool application.
Thanks.
So, well, thank you so much. Where can people find more information on Oblong?
Sure, oblong.com. You can find us there and see videos and a lot of case studies as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. For more video from the trade show floor, please visit avnation.tv.